Hey guys, just got a quick message for you before the video starts. Me and Bray have just recorded a video, well I say just yesterday, and there's been some slight difficulties with the actual viewing footage. The audio's fine. I'm not actually going to show our faces, which is a bit annoying. It's basically just going to be audio. I'll show you some screenshots of the tier list and that as we go through and stuff. Apologies for that. I'm annoyed myself about it if you can't tell in my voice. But still, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Yeah, and hope you enjoyed the vid. Hello everybody, and welcome to another video on the channel. And today I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, MaybeBray. Say hi. Okay, that is his hello. And today we are going to be doing a forest tier list. We're currently recording this on the Friday. You're most likely going to see this on the Sunday.
That means that Derby will already be in League One by the time that they see this.
We'll see how well that ages. Right, okay.
Age like fine wine.
But I hope you're enjoying the daily uploads. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's talk about the categories first. So the top one, keep no matter what.
Yeah.
Which means what it means.
Well, which means don't sell to West Ham for £6 million.
Yes, that might give you a clue of who we're going to talk about. The one below is class, so double decent, and the one below decent. Then
it's like not quite low now, but
yeah, just like
they do the job. They do the job.
Yeah, and then we have loan outs. They're not quite ready for the first team, and then we have meh, sort of like we wouldn't mind if they were sold. And then my personal favourite category, exit door is the first left.
Simulation going on.
I see, very professional, recording a video and watching the simulation. I like that.
Yeah,
and my personal favourite category, exit door is the first left. So
yes, it's lovely.
Without further ado, let's get into it. Mr. Diallo, where shall we put him? I'm thinking.
I think that it's a completely undebatable keep no matter what.
Yes, 100%.
He's been an absolute legend. Play for us. I mean, he's not conceded a single goal.
I know.
Has he?
He's got a 100% record as well. In between, yeah. So I think keep no matter what. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, right. Actually, realistically, it seems harsh to judge him, seeming that we haven't actually played in a proper game.
Meh. I sell him for exactly 360 million, not 360 million, £360,000 every time I do a FIFA career mode. I don't understand why the price is so consistent, but
yeah,
I mean it's £360,000 better off than I would be if I hadn't.
Yes. So Diallo, meh, not really played. It's unfair to say exit doors the first left, but yeah. No, Mr. Knockout.
Knockout is one that will divide a few opinions, really. He's not quite the quality that he was the first season, and his temper is like flaring up quite a lot in games. He has shown up in some games where he has been really good and been the best player on the pitch, with absolutely no doubt. But I feel like those performances have kind of tailed off, especially that fake red card against not Sheffield Wednesday, against Brentford.
Oh yeah, that was.
And that goal that he had disallowed because Lyle Taylor decided to be Martin Waghorn and stand offside but not interfere with the play.
So I personally, he's got 2 goals and 2 assists for us, and those 2 goals were against Wickham and a consolation goal against Norwich. So
I'd definitely say decent. When you say consolation goal, it was the equaliser.
Yeah, but by the end of the game, it was technically a consolation, so yeah.
Well, no consolation goals are when you're a few down and there's no really hope, but it's like, so then you can just say we scored at the point. And we thought that we got back into the game.
It was a decent
goal. It kind of evaded everyone and went in. Three goals, of course, in all competitions, scoring that one against Swansea.
Yeah, we won't talk about
Sorry
that
for
game, though.
swearing.
Yeah, we won't.
But I definitely say decent. He can be class in his day, but I think more of generally he's been decent because you can't really put him in loan out because he's not ours.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually get him back though next season.
I personally wouldn't have him back. There are a few quite good wingers on the market, and I feel like if he's taking game time away from people like Alex Mighton, who as I said before, I'm a massive fan of Alex Mighton, and I want to see him play as much as possible.
Yeah, I want to see him
because that's just going to develop him.
I want him and Lolly to be our two wingers next season.
Yeah, of course. Lolly will be hitting his prime age of what I think it's 29, 28, 29.
Something like that.
And that of course, is when football is supposed to reach their prime. So hopefully we can see something at least reminiscent of him in 18, 19.
Yeah, he was brilliant in that season.
Of course.
So moving on to someone, as you will know, Bray, a lot of the season I have not rated him highly at all. We had a little mini debate on one of the David's live streams about this guy, but he's actually been okay in recent weeks. He got player of the month a couple of months ago. He's been a little bit inconsistent, but where would you have him?
I don't know. He's very inconsistent. On his day, he's very good. I've rated him since the start of the season. I've always thought he's been putting in the right sort of balls every single game consistently. And I thought we'd get a lot more goals, but he is putting them properly on a plate. He knows what he's doing, and he does it every game. And for that, I don't think that it's class, because as I said, while he can be class, he has made quite a few mistakes, and gave me an absolute heart attack when he did a Cruyff turn and lost it inside his own penalty area against Bristol City away.
Oh yeah.
So I've got to put him in decent.
Yeah, that's what I would go with.
I think for that.
He's available on a free. If he's available on a free, then I'll have him, and then maybe have
Laurence
him back up. Payne. Have him as backup to maybe Laurence Gabriel, because I think Laurence Gabriel should get some game time next season. Maybe even be our number one. Not sure.
Yeah. Of course he is.
Next player. I think he's actually got to be exhausted with the amount of football he has played.
He cannot get a rest on those poor legs of his.
I know, right? I don't know what he must be doing with his spare time. Like Michael Heffler.
Training? I'm not convinced that he has any spare time. He's been too busy being on the pitch for Forest.
Yeah, I know, right? I think we need to keep him no matter what, honestly.
But yeah.
100%. Okay, being realistic now. What has he, since he got injured? All right, he got injured. He's not played a minute since that 4-2 victory over Leeds on the 1st of January 2019.
That's more than 2 years without any football. Pain.
Goodness. He's been linked with a move to Huddersfield. So he could be.
I think that they'd like him in Huddersfield because he's kind of a cult hero there, because he did score that late winner against Leeds a while ago. Yeah. So they all like him from there. It'd be nice to see him get a bit of game time as well. Yeah, he's not the best player, but he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, I say he was solid on the Karanka, but someone else that we'll probably mention soon has sort of tailed off a little bit and just not got any games time since Karanka left. But
I think I know the person who you're talking about as well.
Moving on to one of the few players that I will say has had a good season, and that is Ryan Yates.
Ryan Yates.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. I'm thinking class.
I'd probably say class. He's got so much passion, and Sheffield Wednesday have scored, and Ryan Yates is
so much passion.
Yeah, Ryan Yates. He's a proper engine. He is. He just works all the time for the club. He's a bit like Joe Watt. He's not quite the level of Wazza, but I think he's still a great player. I mean, as he said in one of his most recent interviews, if he scored every one of his chances, then he'd probably be the Championship top scorer. The amount of times where he's been inside of the 6-yard box, gotten a bit awkwardly under the ball and headed it, been absolutely astounding.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think that goal against Rotherham is the first one that comes to my mind. He also did score against Millwall. I might be missing another one, but the one against Rotherham is the first goal that I think of, where he just slammed it into the roof of the net. It was a good goal. Definitely.
Well, I wouldn't say slams it into the roof of the net. He slammed it into the floor, and that little bounce took it into the roof of the net.
Yeah, I suppose you're right there, but yeah, it's been very
I always
good
remember. I do always remember his goal against Middlesbrough away.
Yeah.
It was the last away game with fans.
Mm.
It was
That was good. Yeah, brilliant.
pinpoint.
So, moving on to Samba Sao, however you want to say his name. Struggled with fitness, really. We had that insane record with him in the side last season where we won like 75% of our games with him in our starting 11. So, I honestly, with the season he's had, I would say exit doors the first left. He's not getting any older. He's been linked with a Turkish club, but yeah, I would say first, the exit door is the first on the left. I don't know what your opinion is on Samba Sao.
If Samba Sao, whatever, was about, I don't know, 3 years younger, he'd be a banger. He'd be absolutely untouchable. The sort of player that he is, he loves to niggle. He likes to get under people's skin. It's just the sort of play that you want to see from a defensive midfielder like that. And he does all of it so well. He's always on the ball. He got that assist after juggling about a little bit for Sammy Amiobi's goal versus Millwall. I mean, like, he started one game this season, one or two, and that was the 3-1 win against Millwall.
So
he is. Yeah, I still think he's a good player. I don't think it's fair to put him in exit door as a first left. He did so well last year, and I would be. Granted, I wouldn't be sad for very long, but I would certainly be sad to see him leave.
I still wouldn't put him very high, but I won't put him in like class or keep no matter. I'll put him in meh.
I'll put him in meh because I don't think he's been particularly class this season.
Yeah, I say if it was last season, then I'll put him in class, but this is this season, so meh for me. Moving on to probably, if he was here at the start of the season, he would have been probably our player of the year. James Garner, what a man. Keep no matter what. He's going at the top of the keep no matter what because he's that good. He's re-galvanised this team. Since he played against Coventry, he's been an absolute weapon in that midfield.
I remember when I saw that he'd signed, and I thought, oh, what a player he is. Because I was really hoping that we'd get onto him because I've always rated him whenever I've seen him before. And of course, that big Jamesy Garner, I went from being so happy that we'd signed such a belting player to seeing that he got the shirt number 37. And I'm like, oh, well, no, he's never going to get played. And then he did. He started against Coventry. No one could touch him. He was so good that game.
I know.
He's got like 3 goals or so, hasn't he?
1, 2, yeah.
Cardiff, QPR, and Derby.
Yeah, it's so good. Like I think he averages 3.5 key passes a match.
He just passes it with the outside of his boot for fun. I've seen less curve in a room full of swirly straws, whatever they're called. It's
what a comparison!
I don't understand. He's just too good. He's too good for the Championship. So I'd quite like him back next season.
Yes, I think that's the risk. I think Leeds,
that honestly,
the
teams that are looking for him, like the Norwich and the Brighton, I think they would be good clubs for it. I don't think Brighton would be because I don't think that they suit him. But what's it called? But Norwich, I think, would be because they do like to go forward. They've got some great players going forward, and if he can be picking them out with ease, then Norwich will be doing very well in the Premier League. Yeah, so he's just the sort of signing that they'll want.
Yeah, I just think Norwich, they've got that. I think I will probably discuss this in a future video, but I think they've got that little bit of Premier League experience. a couple more players that got experience and a couple more exciting young players, they could potentially stay up. But that is for a future video.
I think that they will stay up, Norwich, this season.
If they don't make a single addition, I think they will fall short. They'll obviously have to make signings and that. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, every Premier League club makes signings.
Moving on to Yuri Ribeiro.
I think he's just class.
Yeah, I think it's one of these two. He's just not playing enough. We've just chopped and changed our left back so much. We played Bong, we played Blackhead, we played Yuanu, and we played Ribeiro. We've rotated with all four of our left backs. We've even trialled a back three. Not very many games, but we've tried a back three once or twice. So we've chopped and changed our left back. Mainly in the FA Cup games, but yeah. We started like that against Swansea, I know that. We played Mbe, So, McKenna and Worrell as a back three. But
yeah, we did, didn't we?
So, yeah, I think Ribeiro is just class. Yeah. Moving on to Brennan Johnson, Bray's famous 1,000 view video.
I don't know how I got 1,000 views on it. I'll admit. Yeah.
So I think we should keep him because I know Burnley and Leeds have been looking at him. Honestly, I think we should keep him, really, at all costs.
I think he'd be a great player to keep. He could be a brilliant Championship player in years to come.
Yeah, definitely. He's ripped up at League One, so I think if we throw him in at the deep end and start him, then we could unlock a good player.
I think he did quite well when he came in the lockdown last season.
Yeah, he's playing more of a deeper line. I remember at Sheffield Wednesday, he started at holding mid.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did all right there. I think he's been more suited on the wing and at the very few occasions he's played attacking midfield for Lincoln. It's mainly been on the wing, though, so we've got a good player.
Well, I mean, the one time that he actually started in the middle, he scored a hat-trick. Didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I know he scored a hat-trick. I'm not sure if he played in the middle or not, but yeah, so we've got
he scored. He played in the middle.
So moving on to our next player, as it is man like Brice Samba.
I don't think there's any competition. He's got to be. He's got to be right in the top of the top category.
Yes. Right. He's just been. He's made mistakes, but it's unrealistic to say every goalkeeper that
every keeper makes mistakes. Yeah. Samba is a keeper, so that means he makes mistakes.
Yeah. Moving on to Laurence Gabriel. He's picked up in recent weeks, but I'd still am between meh and exit door as the first left.
I put him on decent. This is our top scorer we're talking about.
Yeah,
his
with the
performances have really they've really come on in leaps and bounds in recent weeks. I think is as we've said before, he is a confidence player. If he gets a goal, then he's going to bag a few more. And I wouldn't put him out of place to score against Preston tomorrow.
If we get a good £3 or £4 million offer, I wouldn't hesitate to accept it though.
Yeah, same here. But it'd be sad to see him go because in my entire time of being a Forest fan, he has been our striker, our main choice striker.
Yeah, so I've only really remembered Brice Samba longer that was anywhere near to him, to be honest. I saw the end of Mikel Antonio, the very end though. But yeah, mainly grabbing.
I didn't. As I said, I've not been in football for a very long time.
I said in my last video, I've been supporting the club since 2015. So yeah. Moving on to Foud Basharu. Honestly, meh. To be honest, when he's played, he's looked decent, but he's just not played enough.
Of course, he's not played enough, but I do think he's a very good player.
Yeah,
his pace is unrivaled for any central midfielder. Well, central defensive midfielder, that is. Yeah. He has looked brilliant. He's always chasing it down. He wasn't that good in the first game of the season against Barnsley, but other than that, absolutely belting.
If he played more games, then maybe decent or class, but he's just not played enough, so meh.
Yeah.
Which does seem a bit harsh, but if he played 5, 6, 7 more games, then decent or class, but right now, meh. I'll put him at the top end of meh.
Yeah, do that.
Now, moving on, we hinted on this player earlier, João Carvalho. Since Karanka's left, he's not done very much. He scored the one goal under Lamucci, and it was a half-decent goal against QPR, where we won 4-0.
You call it half-decent? half decent. I think the half decent is an insult to that goal.
I suppose it was quite good, to be fair. Half decent.
He went past 4 players and then mugged off the keeper at his near post.
Yeah, but it was only the 1 goal. So, he's rumoured to be going to Almere. So, should we put him on exit doors the first left?
No, I put him on there. I do rate him, just not very highly. That's the weird thing.
Right, Worrell. Okay, next player, Carl Jenkinson. Honestly, exit doors the first left.
Yeah, never
Can't
rated
really come
him.
back with anything there. Next, we've got, who is that? That's Laurence Gabriel.
Yeah, that's Laurence Gabriel.
Honestly,
Loan him out, or maybe stick him in the first team. I don't know.
I would.
It's an odd little one.
My point is, he's not actually playing. I know we put Brennan up there, but Brennan's ripped up League One. So, Blackpool fans rate him very high, so I'll put him in decent.
Well, I mean,
very well.
yeah, I didn't even realise this, but when I looked the other day, Blackpool are just suddenly in 3rd.
Yeah, they've been like in those playoff places, but so since Brennan Johnson got injured for Lincoln have dropped quite a few points.
Yeah, which is certainly suspicious, given that Lincoln could, of course, be a championship side next year, having mathematically guaranteed playoffs. It will be a very tense final day, but
they could have like rotated other players as well. That's the reason they've dropped off a little bit. So
that could be it, since they've guaranteed playoffs. But
so I don't know if Brennan Johnson will be fit for the playoffs or not. Because I'd kind of like to see Lincoln come up. To be honest with you, but,
I wouldn't mind it. I would quite like a big club coming up to the championship, because Hull, they're average. I've never rated Hull as being a particularly big club. Peterborough, of course, Peterborough are a very small club. They make massive players, and I think it'd be really interesting, since Peterborough do make such good players. If those players are straight into the championship rather than just being in League One, then they could have a very good shout, because they're getting players like Ivan Toney, who are only leaving because they want to play championship football. Those players staying and developing in the championship, Peterborough could become an absolute weapon in years to come.
Yeah. Well, next up, Harry Arter. Honestly, I'm still, even though I didn't want Forest to sign Dan Gosling, I'm still a little bit annoyed that he told Dan Gosling not to join Forest. So honestly, exit doors the first left.
Yeah.
Next up, Luke Freeman. Pre-injury, probably decent or class, but post-injury,
I definitely put him in the decent.
In my opinion, upper ends of meh.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on to Jack Colback. Not the Jack Colback we had in 18/19 season.
No, certainly not.
Exit doors the first left or lower end of meh. I honestly say exit doors the first left, but if you were to say meh,
I wouldn't have him back next season.
No. Next up, I believe that's Scott McKenna. Brilliant.
Keep no matter what.
Yeah. It's either that or upper end of class, but yeah, keep no matter what.
Moving
on to a player that I feel particularly bad for, Loic Mbe-So. I personally put him in low now. I think he's been decent, but I think,
you know what? I feel as if I have a prediction coming on. Forest have not been linked with any centre backs at all, and considering that Forest are clearly weighing up selling Joe Worrell, you'd have expected them to be doing that, but we just aren't. And I have a feeling that Wazza is going to get sold, and that Mbe-So is going to step into that place.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think that would be the best idea, because I love Joe Worrell, brilliant player, and him and McKenna is.
Yeah, it's just
I want to say one of, but they are the best centre back duo in the championship.
Yes, yeah,
so name me a better one in the comments. There isn't. There is not a better centre back.
I was doing research for a video. It's not come out yet, so I won't really talk about it. I was doing research for a video, and I found out that Forest have the 5th best defence in the whole of the championship.
Oh, who'd have thought? I'm going to guess that would. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's Watford, Norwich, Swansea, Brentford, and Forest. So yeah, I think McKenna and Worrell, they're a part of that.
Keep in mind that other 4 of those teams make up the championship top 4.
Yeah. So, yeah, moving on to Nicholas Yuanu, currently out on loan in Greece. Well, where's he gone? Oh, there he is. Nicholas Yuanu. Honestly, decent. I would keep him as backup to Yuri.
I think he was always decent when he was there. He had a brilliant cross on him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I think he was good until he got sent off and then he just got loaned out, which he must really hate Luton for that. Really, he must. It was a red card, but
it was only just a red card. If his foot had been about an inch to the left, then it wouldn't have been a red card.
Yeah.
Just that little bit of timing, and he would have been Forest's first choice left back.
Moving on to Will Swan. Currently out on loan at Port Vale. I'm not 100% sure. I know he scored at least 1 goal, but I'm not sure if
he scored a goal on his debut.
Yeah, so I would honestly loan him out again, to be honest with you.
I don't know. Yeah, I think a loan could be good for him, but I feel like I do want to bring him on as one of those impact substitutes because that's what we did with Alex Mighton, and look what a player he is now. I want to check if that's the sort of player that we have in Will Swan because he has looked decent in his games for us, and I personally rate him.
I think maybe one more loan spell, like a full season, because he's only had half a season at Port Vale. One full season,
of course, and he's got injured for
first
as well.
Football in say League 1 to maybe a Lincoln if they don't go up, or a Blackpool, and then give him a whirl for maybe half a season. If he struggles, then loan him out in the January of not next season, the season after, if he's not quite there just yet. Now,
kinda, yeah.
Lads, we have an icon of this tier list, Gaitang Bong. The famous Barcelona series on Bray's channel. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. Most of you are probably already subscribed, but yeah, link below. Honestly, if we're putting the jokes aside, exit door is the first.
No.
But
no, that is a disgrace. Stop being disgraceful.
Yes.
Okay. No. What?
Okay, are you sure?
No.
Right, go on to our next player. We have Cafu. Cafu, he's left the facility. He's left. MaybeBray has left. We'll just continue as it is. Cafu, honestly, I think he's been decent. He's probably one underrated. I'm gonna put him in class, you know. Bray. Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay. He doesn't really have an opinion on Cafu, so we'll move on.
I like Cafu. Cafu's good.
Yeah, I put him in class. Moving on to Kravinovic, I think also in class. He's got the 1 goal and 2 assists, but his performances deserve a lot more than what he's got.
We'll take him back next season, definitely.
Yeah, I think in class. Now, Lolly, this is
your Lola.
Part of me, wants to put in keep at all costs. But if we base it on this season, probably decent.
Decent, yeah. He's
not. He was coming into his form before he got injured against your favourite team, Reading. Yeah.
You're on thin ice, mate.
First, I put Bong in the bottom tier. Second of all, I mentioned Reading when I'm recording a video with Bray. So yeah, probably decent. He's got the 1 goal. He's got 3 assists in all competitions. So yeah, I'd say decent. I think if we could get Prime Lolly next season, then 100% there. But this is based on this season and this season alone, then decent. Now moving on to Allow Taylor. I feel bad for Taylor. He's got 5 goals in all competitions, and he's not really been picked too much. I'm thinking decent. I'm thinking top ends are decent.
Yeah.
Anything else to add about Taylor or?
No.
Okay.
He kicks footballs for a living.
Wow, I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me that, Bray. I wouldn't have really known that.
Big brain facts with Bray.
Yes, big brain. Moving on to Glenn Murray. He was only on a short-term contract. We signed him in January. Honestly, he got 2 goals against Wickham. He should have scored against Bournemouth, and you could argue the own goal was his goal against Reading. What do you make?
I think he's a very good player. I still quite like that we got him. I'd take him.
If he was 5 or 6
I'd put him in
younger,
decent because he's not been like a standout performer, but he has been good though. Definitely decent.
We just don't put him in decent, so I'll put him in decent. Right, moving on to my turn. Absolute baller. Keep no matter what. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I don't think there's any debate at all about that. What a player he is.
Definitely, yeah. Absolutely brilliant. I think if he could get a full season of consistent starts, with maybe someone like Lolly in there, that would be brilliant. Moving on to Tyler Blackhead. We signed him on a free transfer from that team that Bray doesn't like me to talk about. It's either between Met or exit doors the first left. What would you say, Bray?
Leave.
Yeah, that's what we'd say.
Be gone.
Now,
rid the land of your badness.
I have an opinion on this. If we sign Wayne Hennessy, I don't think.
Please don't. Please, Forest. I know that Nottingham Forest.
Let me finish. If we do, I'm not saying we should, but if we do, then loan out. But if we don't, decent. I think that's what we should do. I don't know what your opinion is, Bray. Would you decent? Can't put him any higher than decent.
Please, Forest, if you're watching this, don't.
Oh yeah, not even Forest FC.
Please.
Average viewer of my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Can you please don't sign Wayne Hennessy? It's a terrible idea. It's such an unthinkably bad idea. Just don't.
Oh, but Forest, if you are watching this on the off chance, make sure to subscribe. That would be very appreciated. But yes. Moving on to Dawson.
Michael Dawson.
I'll put him in there. I wouldn't renew his
playing contract. I really like Dawson. He always puts a shift.
I wouldn't renew his playing contract, but I'll give him a coaching contract.
Yeah, I'd definitely have him as a coach because we saw a few training videos from Forest that they've uploaded to their YouTube channel and such, and he's always been barking out orders at everyone, and I think if he was just a coach, he'd be really good at it.
Yeah, I think he's been more of a coach than a player this season, to be fair. Yes. So moving on, I believe this is Nuno De Costa. To be honest,
I don't believe that there's been a more disappointing player than there has been Nuno De Costa.
Well,
he joined straight. He joined. We all thought, oh, finally, a way to take the attacking burden off Lewis Grab, and look at what he's done in Strasbourg. Absolute weapon, beast with his head. And the only goal he scored on a Forest pitch was against us.
No, Bray. We're not allowed to talk about that game. Okay. That gives me flashbacks. It gives me major flash. If you don't...
Totally wasn't hiding behind my couch.
Oh, right. I was... Because I didn't feel great on that game. I was lying in bed watching the game, and like when we went 4-1 down, I literally just got my covers and just hid in my bed. And I was just saying, this isn't happening, this isn't... And at the same time, I can just hear my phone in the background, ping, 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 of all of my friends and family that don't support Forest just laughing at me and at Forest. It wasn't a very nice experience.
No, I remember I believe this is only the only time I've ever sworn at my dad, or just generally around him, was when we were 3-1 down. It was going in stoppage time. As it stood, we were still making it. And he looks at his phone and his face turned dead white, and he said it's 4-1 to Swansea. And I said, you're BSing me. And he was like, no, I'm not. Wayne Routledge has scored for Swansea.
Is that another reason you don't like Swansea?
Is it?
I don't know.
Could it be? Could it be?
Yeah,
for taking the playoffs away from us after robbing us of a game not 2 weeks before. Why would I ever be salty about that?
I don't know.
When it was on goal difference as well.
Honestly, yeah, I don't know, Bray. But okay, enough about that. Moving on to Sammy Amiobi, probably put him in top end of decent, maybe class.
I think top end are decent. Some games he just doesn't look bothered, but in other games he will do really well.
We expected last season. We got someone completely different. The Amiobi that's really inconsistent is what we got this season. We thought we'd get him last, but yeah.
Instead, we got a really good Sammy Amiobi last season.
Yeah.
And I think we need an extra category right at the bottom for Tobias Figueiredo.
Yeah, that's actually a plan.
Make it white. Make the category white.
Yeah, that's a good plan, you know. Right.
No, white.
That is white.
It's one to the right. Look.
Yes, I know. That's what I've clicked on. I can't get any.
No. To the right. Look, there's another one.
Oh my life, there is. That actually blended
white.
In so well. Yes, there. Figueiredo. I'm gonna call him. I'll put
Toby.
Figs.
Fig. No, not figs. Just Fig.
Okay.
I think it's too much respect to just call him Figueiredo. It should just be Fig.
I think it just should be
Fig.
No. Okay. Fig. Yes, right. Right. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video because I am uploading consistently. So without further ado, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Come on, you Reds. Bye. Sub to Bray. Sub to Bray. Bye.